I've owned this van. I bought it when I was 16 years old, and my parents, my mom knew Avery Shopes off of Rust Valley Restoration, and so we got in contact with them to do a restoration on my van. And so they came to my house. They looked at the van, said, "Oh yeah, you got a good van here. Like 30 grand, we can probably do it up for you. Air, tilt, steering, made it sound all good, and made it sound like we were going to get a lot of stuff out of our 30 grand. So we took the van to them. We dropped it off. The quote kind of changed from 30 to 40, which was fine. And then they started doing the restoration. They called me up at 30 grand when they spent 30 grand. The van still wasn't even painted yet. So then Mike kind of was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do what I can and I'll make it right. We'll still get this restoration done for you on television," and blah, blah, blah. So right on television, Mike lies about my brother's death and calling this van my brother's van, which isn't true. My brother did pass away when he was 16, but it was on a motorcycle, and this van didn't really have anything to do with my brother or his death. So my parents were doing this van up for me because I worked for them for 16 years, and we did up a 72 Chevy in memory of my brother, and my dad wanted to kind of do this up with me. So $56,000 we ended up paying Rust Valley, taxes in, and we went to the reveal, and first off, they redid the motor, the original motor and transmission. The original motor blew up before we even got to the van. They claim that they rebuilt a cracked block, so they didn't even CDI it or anything. But I think it was a head gasket issue, the same issue with the second engine. So I picked it up with the second engine in it out of my other van that I dropped off there too, 4 parts for this restoration. So then the second motor blew up. I picked it up. I drove 15 kilometers on it. The head gasket went on that. Mike had to come pick it up in my driveway, took it back, and then he said he was done with these straight sixes and wanted to get rid of the originality of this van, which I didn't want. But anyways, I told him, okay, whatever, go ahead. Obviously, you guys can't rebuild a straight 6, so put in a 350. But make sure that 350 is going to run cool. So they ended up putting in the wrong rad just to get it on the TV show. Never replaced it with the right rad, so this van overheats everywhere it goes. So then me and my mom picked it up. We drove it back up to Fort St. John. We hit some rain in it, and the water came inside the vehicle because none of the holes were patched on the wheel wells from the older seats. So this van is like a front, like a Volkswagen van, so you sit over top of the tires. So all of the water from the tires was coming inside the van, and this was a $56,000 restoration. So then when we did the reveal, we weren't happy with the paint job. There was a 6-inch paint run on the roof. You could see where the van was going to potentially crack right from the get-go. They removed my flip windows without me knowing. And then I showed up there on the reveal and my flip windows were removed, but there was still holes in the doors where the hinges were. So and he's like, "Oh, what am I going to do about that?" I'm like, "You're going to put my flip windows back in is what you're going to do." Like, who even said that you could remove them and stuff like that? So then the van went back to him again to get the windows fixed, because the windows fell out of it, the side windows, when we brought it back up to Fort St. John. So then they were going to put a power window kit into it. They did do that, but the power window kit doesn't work either. It never did. It was supposed to go back for them to fix it, but it seemed like everything that they did, nothing ever got done and nothing ever got fixed right. So then we noticed some cracking on the roof. It went back to Mike to fix the cracking that was on the roof. And while it was there, they scratched the van from on the driver's side from front to back. And so then I was like, right on, finally they got to repaint this van because it needed it. And then once they scratched it down the side, I'm like, here we're paying $56,000 for a company to do a restoration, and they just scratched a vehicle like from end to end. So then they buffed the van so hard to get their scratch out of it to fix their mistake. And you could see where they buffed it too hard on the corners around the driver's door. There was a little bit of paint discoloration and stuff like that. It was definitely lighter than the original color. So then I wasn't impressed with it. I told Mike, this thing needs to get repainted. They're like, no, we're not doing that. You know what? Well, they kept saying that they had $126,000 invested into this van. And if I wanted any more work done, then I would have to go back and pay that to them. And then when we ended up getting the van back, or finally after they were done screwing with it and not really doing anything, just making it worse, we got the van back. My parents had to sign a disclosure, but I wouldn't sign it because I was so disappointed in the work, and I knew that the paint job was going to fall off. And so Mike was just more concerned about his show. We ended up paying $56,000 for him to get a TV show off on us. And now I am back at another body shop paying $30,000 more to fix all of Mike's work. I ended up getting a hold of Matt, the producer of Rust Valley, on the internet, sent him some pictures of my van, and was like, this is your guys' work. What are we going to do about this? And he just pretty much told me that if I wanted them to do anything, that I would be liable to pay this $126,000. And if I said anything on the internet or blasted them on the internet, then I would be liable of this $126,000. And for what? We didn't even get anything out of the $126,000. The van's back getting $30,000 worth of work. I put the van up for sale because I wasn't going to pay the $30,000 to fix it, and I couldn't even sell that van for $4,800. And we put $56,000 into it, and it's not even worth $48,000 anymore because of the paint job falling off and just his shit work that he did. Really, they gave me the money back that they put into, or the $56K that we paid them, or at least pay the $30K to fix it. I don't know why history supports these clowns, and I'm not the first one that they've screwed over, and even the body shop that I'm at right now has dealt with other people from Rust Valley, but all of them have signed this contract, so nobody can talk shit, but I didn't, so at least I can. That's all Mike was worried about, was bad publicity. Well, he's going to get it, because if he doesn't want to deal with me and he doesn't want to fix his shit, well, he's going to have to deal with me on the internet.